Welcome. In this video, we are going to do some geomapping. It's actually one of the fun parts of VITA. If you have any genealogical resources, family histories, anything you want to add some geomapping to, then you can do it through VITA. So how do we start? Well, if you've been with us the past few videos, you know that we initially started the creation of a record with a file. So we went into our end upload file. But since we've already created the record and started doing some editing with it, we have to go into our top 100 records. I'm going to click on here, and literally it's going to take us into the last 100 records that have been added to our collection. So what you simply want to do is find the record that you want to edit. In this case, it's St. George's Square. We're going to click on that, and it's going to take us into our data management screen. So a brief run through of what we've done thus far. We've uploaded the image of our postcard, the front and the reverse. We started to add our descriptive data. And the screens we used our workflow was the file text screen to add the reverse side to our image. Our description workflow is where we did our descriptive data. And now we're going to go into geography and start adding our geolocations. So what you're seeing here are on the right hand side, the front view of the postcard, the map that we're going to be adding locations to. And on the left hand side, we can see there are a bunch of geographic locations already added. Now in your agency checklist, as I mentioned in previous videos, you could create different checklists for items that you work on most frequently. It just saves time in your workflow. So if you tend to use the same geolocations, say you're in the Guelph area, Southern Ontario, you're probably going to use mostly those locations. You can create the checklist, in which case you can just find the location you want to map and you just check it off and your work's done for you. Alternatively, you can always add anywhere in the world that you want to map. So let's first take a look at something that I created for the Ontario Genealogical Society using the geolocation mapping several years ago. The OGS has an extensive collection of family histories. So what we wanted to do was to go through as many as we could and geomap them to give people an idea of the journey the family took, and also to help them determine if the family history they're looking at is the one that they want. As you know, with genealogy, sometimes you're guessing as much as you are using primary resource material. So again, it's another access point and just more information you can provide to your users. So in this instance, let me just minimize that again. We can see that this family had quite an interesting little journey by the time they ended up in Ontario. So let's just take a quick look, and I think actually it goes further. Yep. So we know that Calcutta is one area that this family has listed as part of their journey. We have Ireland and Scotland. And finally, moving over the various places that the branches or they may have journeyed throughout Ontario. We have Wistow Island, Toronto, Cobourg, and Utica. So you can see there's many different locations attached to this family, and anything that you want to attach geolocations to, this is what you would use. Okay, so let's go back in and do our own little journey here. So we know that the postcard is depicting Guelph, so we know that's one location we're going to use. And let's say the postcard is being sent to Toronto. That's another location we want to use. So let's check our list to see if there's already something here. There is. Toronto's already been added to our agency checklist. All I have to do is check it off, and there you have it. But if you look down the list carefully, you can see Guelph is not here. So we're going to go down and we're going to add it to our location. So the first thing you want to do is set your constraints. Now you can see that we have our constraints set for Ontario already, but I just want to take you through the process of how you go about that. The first thing you want to do is select the appropriate country, in this case Canada, and then I want to make sure I select the appropriate province. And then if you're working with the states, you would obviously select the correct state. So now we have our country and province selected. We have to go in and just type in the area we want to map. In this case it's Guelph, so I'm just going to start typing, and the little wheel will come out and start spinning. Now, for a lot of locations, especially the larger areas, you're going to have a drop-down list of different geolocations within that area. So pick the one that's most appropriate, in this case the populated place of Guelph, and you can see we have our 2 locations mapped. Now again, you can add as many locations as is necessary. It doesn't have to be Ontario, it can be global. So what does this look like in the public site? I'm going to click on View Entry in Public Site, and there we have our map. Very simple, easy, and a little fun to do. The more areas you can add, the more interesting your map will be. So that's the process of adding geolocations to a record. I want to point out once again, we have our VITA Toolkit help site. All of our manuals are loaded here. The manuals will obviously contain a little bit more detail and explanation of the things we do, so please do make use of them. And we're always looking for different tips and guides to help you manage your collections along the way. We're always looking for feedback, so please do get back to us, or if you have any problems with your collection, if you're loading records that aren't working or getting error messages, you can contact us at help@vitatoolkit.ca. Please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're here to help. And once again, that was the geomapping we just walked through. Hope you found this video useful. See you again next time. Bye for now.